All right, just so you all know, this session is going to be recorded for anyone who was unable to make it today. Thanks everyone for being here. Welcome to Triton Transfer 2021 or Triton Transfer 101, Getting Connected. So we're really going to take some time today and talk about a little bit about how you can get involved on campus and all those things that so many of us as transfer students have experienced. Please, I see some of you introducing yourselves in the chat. Please take some time to do so. We'd love to know who's here today. Please share your name, your college, your major, where you're transferring from, and your pronouns as well. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a welcome from our whole team. Not everyone could be here today, but the whole team was really excited to get to know you and share a little bit about who they are as well. So we'll do that first, and then we'll get started.
Hi, everyone. My name is Adiana. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I'm the Outreach and Operations Coordinator for the Triton Transfer Hub.
Well, Samantha, would you like to introduce yourself as well?
Yes, sorry about that. Hi, everyone. Welcome. We are so excited to have you all. My name is Samantha Jimenez. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the Triton Transfer Hub of Graduate Assistant. And nice to see everyone virtually.
Okay. And Kyla and Alo, I know they're going to get to meet you a little bit later on, but would you like to introduce yourselves really quick?
Yeah, I can go ahead. Hi, everyone. My name is Alo, and I'm one of the transfer peer coaches here. I transfer from Southwestern College, and I am now in Rival College, and I am majoring in psychology.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kyla. I am a fourth year studying international business in ERC, and I'm transferring from Cuesta College, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
All right, let's take a moment to give you an even warmer welcome from the team members who couldn't be here today. Kylie, why don't you go ahead and go to the next slide, and if needed, feel free to unmute yourself as well.
Welcome, Triton Transfers.
Welcome incoming transfers of 2021. I just want to say congratulations on making it to UC San Diego.
Hi, everyone. I just want to give you a big warm welcome to UCSD, and I just want to say that I'm looking forward to working with all of you for the next upcoming year.
Congratulate and welcome the incoming Triton transfers to UCSD. It's going to be fun. It's going to be worth it, and I hope to meet you guys soon.
Hi, Triton transfers. Welcome to UCSD.
Hi, Triton Transfers. Welcome to UCSD. We're so excited to work with you.
Triton Transfers, welcome to UC San Diego. I'm excited to see you all at the Triton Transfer Hub and around campus. Congratulations again on that.
So don't hesitate to talk with your advisor or peers. That will help you to get involved with UCSD really well.
Welcome incoming transfers and congratulations. We are so excited to meet you all and have you join the Triton Transfer family. The Triton Transfer Hub is here to support you.
Welcome, Triton transfers. Know that we are here to support you along the way.
On behalf of the entire Triton Transfer Hub, we just want to welcome you all Triton transfers to UC San Diego.
Awesome. Thank you so much for showing that, Kyla. You know, if in case you didn't know, let's go to the next slide here. In case you all didn't know, there are over 7,800 transfer students at UC San Diego. In particular, there have been 7,807, and now with you, there's 7,808 transfer students. About 3,000 of the incoming class are transfer students. That's 1/3 of the undergraduate population. I know sometimes it can feel a little daunting to come in as a transfer student and make connections. And sometimes, you know, it might feel like you don't know where to start, but please know there is a nice big community here at UC San Diego that are ready to support you even before you step foot on campus. So with that, I'm going to pass the mic to Ariana for a brief moment, and we'll keep going. We'll tell you a little bit about what's coming up for you.
Awesome. So you might be wondering what to expect from today's session. You can expect how to get connected with the Triton Transfer Hub. So we'll be going over some upcoming events, not just for the fall, but our annual events throughout the whole academic year, and then ways to get connected. You'll be hearing from our peer coaches. Any questions you might have, feel free to let us know. Kyla, go ahead and go to the next slide, please. So again, during the session, you can send questions through the question and answer feature. You should see that down at the bottom. It says Q&A with two little messages overlapping one another. You can also use the chat. So I see many of you in the chat already. It's good to see all of you, where you're coming from, your colleges, your majors. Thank you for joining us here today. So you use that chat to get connected with each other and ourselves. And then just be mindful of our Triton Transfers community guidelines as well. And then lastly, have you filled out the new transfer intake form? We want to make sure we know what you want, right? Tell us about you, what you would like to hear and see and experience throughout the next couple years that you're on campus. So please do us a favor and fill out this new transfer intake form if you have not already done so already. You will be entered for a drawing for a $50 Amazon gift card. So make sure you do that. And the link is just in our chat.
All right, so let's start things off by telling you a little bit about the Triton Transfer Hub and how we will support you. Let's go to the next slide, and Kyla, if you wouldn't mind unmuting yourself for this next video for y'all, and then we'll dive into some details.
Hi, welcome to the Triton Transfer Hub. Are you looking to get connected? Don't know where to start? You can link with a peer coach. Grow your resume with Transfer Network Go. Read our blog, Triton Transfer Tell All. Join us for game nights. Attend transfer-focused professional and academic events. Watch weekly live streams. Email us at tritontransfers@ucsd.edu. Find more information at transferstudents.ucsd.edu and follow us on social media at Triton Transfers. Whether your questions are big or small, we are here to support you. From the moment you hit accept through your graduation day. Get involved with the Triton Transfer Hub today.
Awesome, Kyla, thank you for showing that video. And that is a very true statement on who we are as the Triton Transfer Hub. We are all about supporting you from the moment you hit accept to your graduation day. Let's go to the next slide. And this is a quote from a student who shared a little bit about, oh, maybe it's not there. Can you click back one more time, Kyla? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Yeah, we'll go to the next slide. So basically who we are as the Triton Transfer Hub, we are all about making sure that you have what you need academically, personally, and professionally throughout your journey at UC San Diego. We know that sometimes navigating that new university landscape is, stressful, right? It can be stressful and exciting. And so we know that you coming into UC San Diego, you are already, incredibly smart, you belong here. And sometimes coming in new, you just don't know where to start. You don't know where to find resources. And that's why you're here today, so we can get you linked with opportunities on campus. So in the Triton Transfer Hub, we're all about providing social events, professional and academic workshops We know that you are on the go as students, and so we also have virtual opportunities for you to engage. If you can't make it to campus, no worries. You can check out our blog, spotlights, a gallery of artwork put together by transfer students, and our new student guide. That's all on our website. And as well, we send out weekly newsletters to make sure that you are up to date on all transfer specific opportunities, or just opportunities we think transfers would find helpful. And we'll talk more about that later, how you can get access to that newsletter. Let's go to the next slide. This is that quote I was talking about earlier. So this is a student who had participated with the Triton Transfer Hub, and they said a resource that's been most helpful to them through their journey was the Triton Transfer Hub. The Triton Transfer Hub provides a lot of resources for support and support for me to make the most of my time as a transfer at UCSD. It made it easier to transition to UCSD with all the guides and support, right? And that's why we're here. We're just here for you throughout this time. Let's go to the next slide. Most people tend to ask us, where are you located, right? And you know, this past year, we have had so many resources available to you online, and we'll continue to have those resources available online. In addition, if you're looking for us next quarter and you're looking for a nice study space, check out our space in the biomedical library building. We're on the first floor. We'll be open on September 20th. And in that space, you'll be able to find a community space, a study space. If everything goes according to plan, that's the goal, right? We'll also have free printing for you and snacks that you can take to go. At this juncture, you won't be able to eat in the Triton Transfer Hub. We'll be mindful of COVID restrictions, but if you need a quick snack to go, we'll have that available to you. So definitely come visit us, and if you want to meet with a peer coach in person, you can do so there as well. So let's go to that next slide. So I mentioned briefly that concept of a peer coach and meeting with a peer coach, and I want you to know that this team is, I can't stress enough, this team has your back. Our peer coaches are here. They have walked in your shoes. They are ready to answer your questions, big or small. I see some questions coming in today. We received a lot of great questions before this, when you registered for this event. Thank you for sending those. We're going to get to your questions, and I'll share with you if you have more questions for your peer coaches, you can put them in the Q&A box here, and we will get to those. Our peer coaches are trained in basic advising and career support. So if you need some resume building support, they are here for you. Basic registration needs, and they're available in person, over the phone, or online today. So you can schedule an appointment at any time. So I'm going to pause really quick and ask Kyla or Alo, who are our peer coaches here, if you could share a little bit about your coaching experience and the types of questions that you've had coming in, so that they can get to know you as a peer coach. Please, the floor is yours. If you could talk a little bit about your coaching experience. Alo, would you like to start?
Yeah, I can go ahead. So when I came in as a transfer, I had a lot of questions, obviously, because I am a first-gen student. So, coming into such a big campus, there's so many resources, you don't even know where to start, right? And I once came across the Triton Transfer Hub, so I decided to reach out. So before I even got hired, I got the opportunity to use the resources, right? So I made an appointment with one of the previous peer coaches that graduated this last quarter, and she was super helpful. And I actually asked her, like, oh, are you guys hiring? Because, I wanted to learn and, be able to help others. So a lot of the questions I would have would be like, how can I get acclimated to the quarter system, right? Because coming from semester, it can be quite hard to adjust to the fast-paced environment. So that was one of my biggest questions. A lot of my other questions had to do with housing and stuff, like how housing would be for transfer students and things of that matter, as well as having questions about when you would struggle with academics, who you were able to go to, maybe some tutors or, like the career center, things like that could help you out, if you're having some difficulties, getting acclimated. So yeah, those were some of the questions I had. And when I contacted the peer coach, who was super helpful, and she kind of advised me what to do step by step and not to like get overwhelmed by anything. So yeah, that was my experience, you know, as a transfer, reaching out to the Triton Transfer Hub, and as a peer coach, which now we get a lot of those same questions, you know, like how do you get used to the quarter system? How do I reach out to admissions? You know, things like that. So we just help students with any questions they have, and if we don't have the answer, we make sure to refer them to the right department.
Thank you so much for sharing. Although, Kyla, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, so I had a lot of similar questions that Alo received. A few that I've been getting a lot recently has been concerning about students' schedules and how they should research classes, make sure that's what they want to take, and if they're taking the right classes. And then I direct them to like the academic advisors. I just kind of give them, a lot of students want to know what's the best way to go about certain things, such as looking up classes, finding out which professors they want, making sure they're taking the right classes. So I do a lot of, I've noticed I've done a lot of help with like their academics parts. I've done help with financial aid questions, housing questions, and just connecting students with resources. I've also connected them with like social media and a lot of organizations through UCSD to connect them with similar groups that they are interested in. And so it's just a lot of variety of things that we're here to help you with and guide you through.
Awesome. Kyla, thank you so much. And Aldo, thank you so much for sharing. Y'all, I can't stress this enough, that sometimes you might have the smallest question, like what does this acronym mean? You know, you're at a new campus, you're hearing all these acronyms, and our coaches are here to help you solve those little things, as well as these big questions like, what do I want to do with my major? Or do I like this major if I want to change my major? You know, the coaches are here for you. We are here for you throughout this journey. So in the chat, you saw us include a place where you can schedule an appointment with a peer coach. You can, we'll be restarting our appointments for peer coaching, I should say, on the 20th. So we're going to be doing that. There is another resource that our peer coaches provide to you. And Kyla, if you could go to the next slide. A cool service that we're going to be doing, you're going to be hearing from our peer coaches, from the amazing peer coaches in here through email, right? I know you get a lot of emails, right? So if you feel like you are inundated with emails, but you really want to talk to a peer coach, you can also text a peer coach, and our peer coaches will be reaching out with different opportunities, whether it's like a transfer event coming up, or maybe it's almost registration. And we know you might be a little stressed because registration is also right around midterms, right? So, you know, our peer coaches can reach out to you through text, but we want you to opt into this, right? I don't want to make any assumptions that you want to receive a text message from a peer coach. So if you want to text with a peer coach next year, whether you have questions or you just want to receive updates from the Transfer Hub, go to our intake form. So Ariana provided the link earlier in the chat. To our intake form. Our intake form is going to be open through the 13th of September. So it's coming to a close. You've got about a week or so to go. And so please take some time to go to that intake form, especially if you want to text a peer coach. That's the place where you sign up to do that. And again, that will close the 13th of September. So let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, so I mentioned a little bit that we have a lot of resources available to you on our website. Definitely check out our website. We've got so much for you. In particular, we have a new student guide that's available to you. If you don't know where to start when it comes to navigating academic, personal, or professional goals, UCSD has so many resources, and we want to make sure you hit the ground and run. So check out our new student guide. And check out our new student care package. These are all available to you on our website. You can also read about transfer stories and see transfer experiences throughout our tell-alls and our spotlights. And if you're curious about ways to get involved as a transfer student, whether it's getting involved in the Tau Sigma Honor Society or other transfer organizations, you can check out our Get Involved tab. So definitely go to our website. You'll learn more there. Let's go to that next slide. I also want to stress, if anyone in here is a student with dependents, a parent, we've got your back. One of our amazing peer coaches last year put together a resource guide for students with dependents, and this can be found on our resource, and we'll also on our resources tab. We'll also drop this into the chat in case you need it as well. So please keep that in mind too. We've got your back for anyone who's got dependents. We'll make sure you get connected. Let's go to that next slide. And finally, one of our hidden gems in the office and a great way for you to get connected right away is to participate in Transfer Network Go. Transfer Network Go is an opportunity for you to build what's called your co-curricular record. Co-curricular record is your co-curricular transcript. So you have your academic transcript, but you also have your co-curricular transcript, which showcases the ways you have grown and gotten involved on campus. So Transfer Network Go is sort of a choose your own story. And we look to you as a transfer student. We say, hey, what are the connections you need academically, personally, professionally? And how do we make sure that you get credit for making those types of connections as a transfer student? So if you make 10 connections across campus, and you submit those to us, we will give you credit for your co-curricular record. So you will have that credit on your co-curricular transcript. We will give you a certificate of completion, and it's a great resume builder. So I definitely recommend this for a way to get connected professionally. And I also just want to stress too, that our peer coaches are here for you on that professional moment when it comes to resume and cover letter support. So we really want to make sure, we know that you're coming in. Some of you, this may be your third year. Some of you, this may be your fourth year. Some of you, this may be your fifth year, and you're ready to hit the ground and run. You're ready to get research opportunities, internship opportunities. So come see our office, and we'll help you out with those resumes and cover letters too. And with that, I have one more thing to share before I pass the torch to Ariana. And that is, and you're going to laugh at me when I say this, but if you can go to the next slide, please, Kyla. Okay, read our emails. And I know you're going to be like, I get so many emails. What makes this one important, right? Emails from Triton Transfers at ucsd.edu are money. They are money. Because yes, not only do we provide transfer specific opportunities, we'll try and make sure you also have important transfer specific information like registration information, right? But we also try and make sure that research opportunities are in there, job openings are in there, important dates are coming up. So if you're really looking for opportunities to grow, I really suggest just opening your email, give it a quick scroll, see what applies to you that week. You never know what you're going to find. Kyla and Alo will talk to you a little bit later about ways that they got involved, just based on reading some of the opportunities that came their way through email. So I'm going to pause. I've been talking a lot. I'm going to pass the torch to Ariana, who's going to tell you a little bit about upcoming transfer events. Again, more opportunities for you to get involved.
Awesome. As Jackie said, we're just going to be going over a little bit of the events that we offer throughout the fall quarter and throughout the academic year. So make sure you write them down, save the dates. To get us started, we have Welcome Week events. Welcome Week happens during the week. It's the very, very, very first week of school, also known as Week 0 at UC San Diego. So you can expect that to start on Monday, September 20th and go till that Friday. We do have a series of events going on that week. They're kind of all focused on getting you connected. So we have Triton Transfers Unite. It's a good opportunity to meet the rest of our team, the rest of our peer coaches, and get connected to transfer students as well. And then we have It's Getting Real, adjusting to the quarter system. So what to expect? I know many of you are coming from the semester system, right? Operating on a semester schedule. UCSD is on the quarter system. So we just want to highlight ways to make sure that you continue to stay super super successful here at UC San Diego and have all the resources you need. And lastly, we have maximizing your UCSD experience resource fair. So this is a great opportunity for you to come and meet different departments and academic resources throughout campus to make sure that you are successful. Next slide, please. Oh, and if you scan that QR code, it will take you directly to our website where you can just read more details about Welcome Week events. Awesome. We will also be having a back to campus bingo. So for those of you who will be joining us on campus, we do have a hybrid option. So there will be on-campus opportunities to fulfill like the boxes, right? As well as virtual opportunities. And we will also have a virtual card for those of us who may not be on campus as often or will not be joining us in person. So it's a good way for everyone to get involved, get connected, and learn how, how to stay connected to UC San Diego, not only if you're near, but if you're far as well. Awesome. So we have a lot of fall events coming soon, like adjusting to the quarter system during Welcome Week. Kind of halfway through the quarter, we'll have the aftershock of transfer shock, doing a little check-in on how the quarter is going. There's no RSVP needed, so just write down that date and come along. It will be on Wednesday, October 13th. You can also expect a lot of socials and holiday fun as the year goes on, and registration labs. So getting you connected to your advisors and making sure you have all you need to know throughout the year. Next slide. Awesome. And if you haven't heard already, I'd like to introduce you to National Transfer Student Week. So it's a week dedicated to you. Yes, you as a transfer student. UC San Diego as a campus will have events campus-wide as well as celebrations, just honoring like your successes so far, the work you're doing, the dedication, the perseverance. It will be October 18th through the 22nd, and you can expect to see a series of events regarding like research opportunities, studying abroad, advising, and a lot of fun. So save the date for that one as well. In addition to, some of the events I already mentioned during Welcome Week, as well as National Transfer Student Week, we do have our annual events. So in the fall, we have National Transfer Student Week. In the winter, we have storytellers, our storytellers contest and gallery. So this is what Jackie mentioned earlier on how you can, look through our art. There's a lot of powerful stories shared about the transfer experience, the obstacles that some of our transfer students have had to overcome. It is an opportunity for a scholarship as well as gaining connections to faculty and staff and just other transfer students. And then we go into the spring, we launch a Maximizing Your Next Year. So we partner with different departments across campus and just get to know, you can get to know how you want to, really hit the ground running for your next year as a transfer student at UC San Diego. Awesome. And you might be wondering, oh my goodness, these are all great events. What if I can't attend all of them? No worries. Our goal is to record as many as we can and have them posted on our YouTube. So if you miss an event, not a problem at all. You can check out Triton Transfer TV on YouTube. You'll see our recordings there. And we're always available through email as well, should you have any questions. And now I'm going to go ahead and pass it along to Samantha.
Alrighty, everyone. So we are gonna go ahead and segue into our Q&A portion of the webinar. But first, we wanted to go ahead and show you a quick video of insights from your peer coaches and what they wish they would have known.
Hi everyone, it's Ka from the Triton Transfer Hub. Today, I'm excited to tell you about things us peer coaches wish we would have known when we first transferred to UCSD.
We wish we would have known about the different GE requirements for each college. Choosing your college wisely can reduce your course load overall. Check the link in the description below for a tool that compares different colleges' GE requirements for graduation. We wish we would have known about the amount of emails we receive every day. They all contain useful information that you should check out. So take some time at the end of the day to skim through them. If they become too overwhelming, create filters to stay organized. A guide in the description below. We wish we would have known about the free GRE, MCAT, LSAT, etc. prep courses available to UCSD students. Yup, why spend thousands of dollars for test prep when you can take it for free? You can do this by filling out a short and easy request form linked in the description below. We wish we knew that we were not alone in feeling imposter syndrome when we first transferred. Just know that you belong here at UCSD. You're amazing and talented. We can't wait to see you shine. To know more about imposter syndrome and how you can go from here, check out one of our peer coaches, Annabelle's blog, link in the description. Finally, we wish we would have known about all the resources that UCSD offers. However, we know that for new transfer, navigating UCSD resources can be difficult and confusing. That's why we're here to help. If you have any question or need any help, please reach out to us at this email or book an appointment today using the link in the description below. I hope this video has been helpful. Check out our other videos for new transfers. See you in the next video. Bye.
Awesome, thank you. So we can go ahead and go to the next slide. So now we will be moving to our Q&A portion of the workshop. Thank you all for submitting your great questions. To start us off, I first wanted to introduce you all to our amazing panelists, Kyla and Alo. Kyla and Alo, do y'all want to briefly introduce yourself and also share a fun fact about yourself?
I can go first. Hi again, everyone. I already introduced myself, but for the ones that got here later, didn't hear, my name is Alo. I am a transfer student from Southwestern College, and I'm a psychology major, and I'm also in Rebel College.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kyla. I'm an international business major from Cuesta College. That's like Central Coast of California area. Fun fact about me, I love to roller skate.
Alrighty, thank you for sharing. So we will go ahead and start off with our questions. Feel free to drop in any questions you have in our Q&A chat box as well. So we'll go ahead and get started. So one of the questions that we received were regarding time management. So to start us off, how do you balance involvement in classes? And how many programs can you get involved in? So feel free, Kyla and Alo, whoever wants to go ahead and answer that one first.
I can go ahead. I feel like a good way to stay on top of like all your schoolwork and if you have work or things like that is to definitely get a planner or a calendar where you can, write down, you can take it week by week and just write down all the things you have to do that week so you can check them off as you get them done. That definitely keeps me like accountable for all the things I have to do. So I would recommend definitely doing that. And regarding how many programs you can be a part of, I feel like there's no really like a limit, but it's really up to you what you can handle. Because I know there's meetings for like a lot of the programs and clubs. So just keep that in mind and, like just look around, see what you like, and then, join the one that you find most interesting.
I agree with Alo. That's a lot of what I do. I definitely keep like 2 planners, I'd say, of like ones I scribble out throughout the day, and then one at night where I prioritize what assignments I need to do and like mark that off as I go. On things to get involved with, I definitely would look at UCSD's like club list and see which ones you really enjoy and what kind of clicks with you. You can always go to their first meeting and see like, oh, I do like this, or no, this isn't really right for me. And just kind of feel out like, okay, I'm taking 3 classes and like I'm able to do like 2 clubs right now. That's pretty good for me. Or you can, just kind of feel it out. But planner is definitely, I think, is a necessity to kind of get through the school year. Looking over your class's syllabus is kind of key too, because your teachers aren't going to remind you of all the due dates. So kind of looking at your syllabus ahead of time and writing down all the assignments and exams on the dates that they're due is very important and will probably save you for the quarter.
Alrighty, so our next question is on advising. And how do you meet with the counselor, and how often should you meet with them?
I can go again. You can meet with advisors or counselors through the virtual advising center. Like, it's also called a VAC. And on there, like if you just want to send them a question, you're able to just send it and they'll get back to you, I think, in 1 to 3 days. But if you want to meet with them face-to-face or online, you could also make like an appointment, like a 30-minute or an hour appointment based on what you need. So that's how you meet with them. And what was the second part of the question?
How often should you meet with them?
Okay, so I personally meet with an advisor once every quarter. So I meet with my major advisor and then my college advisor. So I'm a part of a program that requires that, and just for my first year, but now that I'm so used to it, and it's just like, it's a good way to kind of know that you're staying on track and that you're fulfilling all your requirements. So I would recommend meeting with both at least once every quarter. And then if you want to meet more, then, that's also good.
Thank you for sharing, Alo. So for our next question, we are looking at our parking situation here on campus. Where and how do I park on campus? And how do I pay for parking?
Kyla, do you want to go?
I actually don't know the parking situation because I haven't been on campus yet.
Oh, okay, I can answer it. There's a lot of parking structures on campus. So basically each college will have, or each college area will have like some sort of parking space or structure. And I know parking can be bad sometimes, but if you have class at 1, I wouldn't recommend getting there 15 minutes earlier because, at times it can be packed. So, just go to class early, but there is a lot of like parking. Like if you live at the transfer community, there's like a parking space just for us. And yeah, and you can buy your parking permit on like the UCZ transportation website. And you just have to make sure that you buy the right one. So there's some like just for daily, there's some for like student residents, or the ones that are living on campus, you get that one. And you have the option of buying just like a daily one, or you can buy like a consecutive for 30 days or more.
Alrighty, and we have a question in the Q&A box. So the question is, I used to help peer in college too, and I want to do it in UCSD in the future. How can I become part of peer coach in the future?
I'm happy to answer some of this, and Kyla and Alo, I can provide a foundation, and then you can talk about your experience. Our hiring process for peer coaches, we want you to have at least a quarter and a half under your belt before becoming a peer coach. So we will start our hiring process usually in winter. And when you are brought on, you go through what's called spring training. And then you have a week, and our peer coaches here are going through that starting next week. You'll also have a week of certified peer educator training, another great resume builder that takes place beginning of your second year. So winter quarter is when we start our recruitment season. We tend to do a big outreach when that happens. And I actually think this is a good, some of you who are on this call might be interested in working on campus. So Kyla, Alo, do you want to talk about either what it was like to find work on campus or opportunities that work provides on campus, anything like that?
Yeah. So Jackie mentioned earlier how important it is to read your emails, even though it can be overwhelming, but that's how I found out about this job and all the other jobs I've applied to. Another great resource that you should really abuse is Handshake. That's where a lot of like on-campus positions are being posted, and also internships, research opportunities, anything. They basically have a lot of stuff through there, but that is basically how I've been getting jobs throughout the whole year. They have great opportunities because they're also offering remote positions that you could do if you're not really comfortable being in person. And if you're just curious about trying out for like, if for example, if you're curious about graphic design, you can find internships for that. You just type in the keywords of the position you're searching for. But Handshake, LinkedIn is really good. I've been using LinkedIn too, but I think Handshake is more promising, but you never know.
I also want to add a little something. If you follow us on Instagram, just yesterday we posted some job opportunities, and my roommate was just telling me, oh, I think I want to work on campus this year because it's our last year. And I told her, well, my job, they just posted like 3 different options, and she ended up liking one of them. So she's actually applying right now with, so make sure to follow us or look at your emails, like Kyla said, just to, take advantage of all the resources that we have to offer.
Alrighty, so our next question from the chat box is, what programs are available and how can we join them?
There's not a lot of programs at UCSD. I know Jackie just dropped the link in the chat for club like programs at UCSD, so you could take a look at the list. There's a lot of them, and regarding how to join, I think it depends on each club and their requirements. I don't know if some of them have an application or some of them, you just have to go to a meeting and then you basically part of it. So I would just look at the clubs, see the one you like, and then if you think it's something that interests you, then maybe reach out to them via email, or maybe the captain, or the main person of the club.
Okay, so for our next question is, can we continue to live on campus in the senior year?
I can go ahead. I believe for transfer students, the first year is guaranteed, so you don't have to worry about not having space. But I know for your senior year, it's not always guaranteed because of space. So you would just kind of have to wait and see. You can apply, turn in your application, and if there's space, hopefully they'll get back to you and tell you that you got a spot on campus. But sadly, with the whole housing situation and a lot of people wanting housing right now, it's kind of hard for some people to get it. But I would recommend just applying, and the worst they could say is no.
Alrighty, so next question, how do the shuttles work and how reliable are they to get around campus?
I've heard that the shuttles are actually really reliable. They come around, there's different routes, but they're very consecutive to how often they come around. Alo, I don't know if you've experienced the shuttles around there.
I personally haven't, but I've heard from stories from my neighbor that she would take the shuttle every day to go to the beach, so she wouldn't have to worry about finding parking on the way back. So she would just take the shuttle to Windansea Beach, and then it'll bring her back as well. So, you know, that's an option if you don't want to drive around or don't have a car.
Alrighty. So for our next question, I received an email from ucsd.mentorcollective.org. Is this a legitimate site? Is this associated with the Transfer Center or any other UCSD department?
I can answer that. The short answer is yes, it's a legitimate program. It is not affiliated with our office. Mentor Collective, I understand it connects you with alumni. And so it's a different type of program in that way. But yes. So that is a very fair question. I totally understand where your question comes from. It is legit. It is not ours, but it is legit. Yes. Clarifying question. When I say it's not ours, I mean it's not Triton Transfer Hubs, but it is affiliated with UC San Diego.
Thank you, Jackie. So our next question is regarding research opportunities. Are there any research opportunities for new transfer students? It seems like a lot of research opportunities require UC GPA and previous research experiences. Some of them require a mentor, while new transfer students have not taken any classes. So it is difficult to find a mentor.
I personally haven't done research, but from what I've heard from other people's experiences is that a lot of them do require the research experience, but a lot don't, you know, so you just kind of have to do research on getting research, right, to see what opportunities are there. And I would recommend, if you don't have experience, maybe reaching out personally to that professor and just let them know how interested you are, and, you know, they could give you a chance to do it. I also know there is, like for psychology, at least there's like the Psych 199. So basically you just apply for it and it allows you to work with the professor about research, right? So that would be another way that if you don't have experience, you could do so through that.
I'll add on to that too. Handshake is a great resource to get into that. Trells, Jackie's mentioning TRELS and TRIO are great programs which do not necessarily require previous research experience. Another thing that I would mention is UCSD offers coffee with a professor. And so if you know a certain professor is conducting a research that you're interested in, you can use your ticket to have a coffee and talk to them about it, and probably get your foot in it through there. But just talking to your professors and like networking through that is a great way to get a research opportunity too.
Awesome. So for our next question, if I get waitlisted for a class, is there anything I can do to change that outcome?
I've actually had a situation like this last quarter. It was a very demanding class, but I think the capacity was 150 or something like that. But the professor was aware of how many kids wanted to take the class, and told us to not only email the professor, but he directed us to email the college itself. So for example, I wanted to do a branding and product management class, and so I had to contact Rady Management and explain the situation and how the professor did clear it. That is a way to change that kind of outcome, but usually the professor will kind of tell you straight out if they're able to take on more students or not. But that's probably the best way to do it. Yeah.
Is the gym free for students?
Yes.
So yes, it is free. So take advantage of that once you are on campus. So next question, how do we get a transfer peer coach? It seems that the earliest appointment possible on the website is on January.
I'll just do a quick ad here to share that, yes, the website is not accurate with regard to availability yet, because we're still setting schedules for peer coaches for fall, and appointments will be made available starting the week of September 20th. So hang tight between now and September 20th. Most likely it will be reflected correctly come the week of the 13th. But I promise you, you don't have to wait until January to meet with a peer coach. But September 20th for sure. But Kyla, Alo, if you want to go into some details on how they can make an appointment. But yeah, that's that error is on our parts as we figure out availability.
Yeah, so making an appointment with a peer coach is pretty easy. You just go through our website, Triton Transfer edu, and then you just scroll down at the bottom and it will say make an appointment, click on it, and then you'll get some information about each peer coach. So you can either get a random one, or you can pick like a peer coach. Maybe you met with them already before, so you can make another appointment with that one peer coach you've met before. So yeah, it's pretty easy, and then you could just see the availability, make the appointment, and then you will just meet.
Alrighty, so for our next question, for someone who is interested in lots of organizations and clubs on campus, how do you narrow it down to 2 to 3?
I was in that same spot to where I signed up to all of the clubs I was interested in, and just kind of see how their meetups fit with my school schedule and which ones didn't. And then I also went to obviously the meetings I could make and see if it was worth my time, because sometimes the clubs are kind of misleading of what they do and what they offer. So just kind of testing it out. But looking at their social medias, because a lot of clubs do have social medias and post what events they provide and how they stay connected, is a great way to kind of get an insight of what their organization's about. But yeah, that's what I did, just test it out and see. But it can be hard because there are a lot of organizations out there, but you'll see that you'll keep attending one club's organizations more than the other, and I guess that's kind of when you kind of have to let go of that other one because it's not really benefiting you as you would think.
Okay, and that kind of goes into the next question is, should I join academic related clubs or recreational clubs? If I am interested in both, what should I see as a priority?
I think it just depends on each person and what the priorities are. But if your priorities are, to focus on academics, then I would recommend, joining a club that focuses on academics. And if your priority is to kind of just like get involved and find a community on campus, maybe, joining a rec club will be a good option for you. But, you could also look into joining two, just to see, you could see the difference and see which one you would want to be a part of your first year and things like that. So, just kind of like Kyla said, like you have to explore and see what you like. Just because you join one club doesn't mean you have to stay there. Like if you think it's not a fit for you, then you can just go look for another one. And so there's so many on campus. So
Alrighty, and so that kind of leads us to our last question. So what is the minimum amount you recommend to do with being involved with things on campus, while also keeping up with your grades and classes?
I recommend students, especially first year transfers, to take 3 classes their first quarter because it can be very overwhelming. And that is when clubs start opening up to students to participate in. And that's when you're kind of exploring around, getting used to the campus and just gauging. It's an opportunity for you to gauge how much you can take on for yourself because each student is different. But taking a lighter load your first quarter, I think, is very important just to find out about yourself and the workload and finding out other organizations to get involved with. It's just to kind of see your time frame and everything like that.
Alrighty, so that concludes our Q&A portion. And so we are going to go ahead and stop that section. And do y'all want to go ahead and share our slide with our social media? Alrighty, so thank you everyone for sticking through our Q&A, and thank you Kyla and Alo for your for answering those questions. So that concludes the Q&A. So feel free to go ahead and follow us on social media if you are not already, or you can also go ahead and scan our QR code here. And yeah, feel free to reach out to us via email, social media, if you have any questions. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And welcome to UCSD. Yeah. And if you have any questions, here is our email.
Thanks, y'all. Again, we'll have this recorded. We hope that you learned a little bit about getting involved as a transfer student, and we will see you in the next coming weeks. Take care, y'all.